Hi, this is Christine Blanos, and I am critiquing the audio tool Audacity. Upon checking out the website for Audacity to download it to my computer, I saw that it was free, open source, cross-platform audio software for multi-tracking recording and editing. That is quite a mouthful, and when I saw the image of the tool, it was quite an eyeful, but I went ahead anyway and decided to try it. So I clicked on the download, and it took me to the page where I could use my download it for my Mac. And unfortunately, I am a Sierra user, so I had to look at the instructions for what to do with the partial support that was going to be on my computer. So far, I haven't noticed any problems, but there was that concern. So I downloaded it, and it took a little bit of time because I had to download a couple different things. But once I got into it, I looked at the tool and decided that it was incredibly overwhelming. I did recognize the buttons on the upper left here and had an idea of how I could use them, but it didn't seem to me that I could feel comfortable using this right out of right opening it up. And I don't know that a teacher or a student would, looking at all of the features that are available right on the tool itself. So I spent a great deal of time looking at the manual. And the manual is very well done. It's very simple to use. It's got tour guides. It's got getting started. It has tutorials. They're all written tutorials, but some of them have images that allow you to see what exactly they're talking about. And they highlight different things. So I spent a great deal of time in the tutorials, in the manual itself, before I even tried to play with the tool itself. So I will say that the tutorials are excellent. It seems to me that it was created by an engineer, and so they have great documentation, but not so great presentation. So anyway, the tools that I was comfortable with, I figured I could start using. So I knew that this is the button for record. And so I started recording myself just to see how it would go. And I was able to stop it. So I did not know what all of this information was. I do not know what all of this information is. I would have to go and really study the manual for that before being able to understand it. What they did mention in the manual was that when you see this program, it is very similar to other programs like word processing and other types of programs where you have copy and paste and cutting. And so it's very similar in that effect. And if you look here, you notice the scissors for cut, copy, and paste are also right there. You can trim the audio, you can silence the audio. So even though it looks very intimidating, there are features that could be used very easily. One of the things that I looked at was how to take information out of or take a section of the audio out. If you want to use this bit of information, you would copy it and paste it into a new one. So let's do that. So I'm going to copy that section, and then I'm going to go to a new, and I will now paste that in. And now I have just the audio for that section. I can go back to my original, and if I decided that that section I wanted deleted, I can go and cut that right out and it shortens it. The thing about cutting and pasting is if I wanted to have my original, I would need to undo that cut and first save the project. So when you save it, you're not actually saving it as an audio file, you're saving it to use in this tool. So you would save two versions of it. One would be for editing it in the Audacity program, and one would be for exporting it as an audio file. And then there's where you can name it, choose where it goes, and the type of file that you want it to be saved as. Generally, you would save as a WAV or an MP3. I tried to save it as an MP3, and I was asked to download even more external files. So it was quite an ordeal to try to just get this tool started and to be used. But once I started reading the manual and becoming more comfortable with what all of these lovely features are, it seemed not as intimidating. But I would say right out of when first opening it up, I think a teacher or a student might be intimidated, and there might be a learning curve on how to use the program. So it is free, and there is that issue of the learning curve. But other than that, I would recommend it. I just would not recommend it for a teacher who is uncomfortable with putting technology into their classroom lessons initially, because it's not a very simple tool to use. Thank you.